Welcome back, everyone, to Read to Me Chee Chee Bedtime Series. I hope you all are ready for another very fun bedtime story. So, for those of you who don't know, my name is Letina and I'm a mindset coach. And what that means is that I help adults take all the bad thoughts that they have out of their minds that make them feel sad and turn it into good thoughts so they could feel very happy again.
And I am Chrystal. I get to help mommies and daddies with healthy relationships so they could smile more and probably have more fun with you.
Okay, kids. So we all know that these past few weeks have had us inside. But just remember, we are all being heroes in our own way by staying inside and flattening the curve. So tonight, we have a very amazing story about Chee Chee in paradise.
This book was written by Carol Otley Mitchell and published by Caribbean Reads. So if you're ready, I want you to scream to the screen and say, "Yes, I'm ready." I can't hear you. If you're ready, say, "I'm ready." Yay, I'm ready. Awesome. Awesome. So let's get started.
Okay, so Chee Chee is a vervet monkey. He lives on the beautiful island of St. Kitts. He lives with his 6 sisters and brothers, 7 if you count the newborn baby still hanging under his mommy's tummy. Chee Chee and his brothers always traveled together and looked out for one another. Once, the older brother, Mo, slipped down a drain pipe and hurt his paw while the monkeys were playing hide and seek. Chee Chee lowered his long tail into the hole to pull Mo out. Another time, Chee Chee ran through a kashka bush, and John John, his younger brother, spent hours pulling spikes from the bush out of Chee Chee's fur.
It was the brothers' job to look for food for the rest of the family. Velvet monkeys like insects, flowers, nuts, and leaves, but their favorite food is fruit. They love mangoes, soursop, bananas, guavas, and golden apples. But these fruits were sometimes hard to find. Much of the delicious fruit was in gardens, behind tall walls and fences. The walls and fences were not a problem for the monkeys. They could climb over anything. The problem was the dogs. Everyone seemed to have a dog roaming in their yard, and they would chase away the monkeys if they tried to enter the gardens.
Chee Chee and his brother had heard of one house where there was no such problem. The garden had many fruit trees, at least 20 of them, and many of the monkeys' favorite fruits. All year round, there was something blooming. They heard that no one lived in the house, no humans, and no dogs. Mo and John John did not really believe that it existed, but every day, Chee Chee searched for this house. He was sure he would find it one day, and so he did, quite by chance. It was a very hot Sunday, too hot for the monkeys to play their usual games. Chee Chee was bored, and so his mind began to work. He needed a new adventure. He said to his brothers,
"Let's go exploring somewhere we have never been before."
More yawn. Oh, it's too hot to go out. I'll stay here and get Mama to give me a bath.
Chee Chee looked at John John. "You coming?" he asked, walking off as he said it, knowing that his younger brother would follow as he always did. The brothers wandered through the high grass just outside their territory and found themselves on a road that they had never been seen before. They spotted a tree inside a garden, fully laden with soursops. The house had a dog, but she had taken refuge from the heat under the green stems of a thicket of ginger lilies and was fast asleep. Chee Chee and John John could hear her snoring softly. Chee Chee whispered to John John, "Cover me. I am going in. Call out if she wakes up." John John cried out softly.
No, Chee Chee, it's too dangerous.
But Chee Chee had already left. He quickly scaled the wall and scampered through the garden and up into the soursop tree. He sat there eating one and then another of the ripe but firm fruit. John John waited outside, watching the dog sleep.
After a while, John John grew tired of waiting for Chee Chee. He went closer to the gate to get him to hurry up. The monkey's scent drifted into the dog's nostril, and she woke up. She jumped to her feet and barked a warning. Don't even think about coming in here. John John called out in panic, but it was too late. The dog had smelled Chee Chee and was running towards the tree in which Chee Chee was hiding. The dog barked and jumped as high as he could, snapping at Chee Chee. The tree was not very tall, and the dog's teeth were dangerously close to Chee Chee's paws. Chee Chee looked around and saw the garden next door on the other side of the wall. He thought,
"If I leap from this tree to the wall, and just as I quickly from the wall into the tree onto the other side, I just might escape."
it was a long leap, but Chee Chee knew he could do it. He took a deep breath, made the jump, and escaped into the other garden. He sat in a tree listening. He heard no dogs and no humans. He was alone. All he could hear was his own heart beating.
Then it hit him. "I found it!" he shouted. "I found our paradise!" Chee Chee roamed freely around the unkempt garden, choosing his fruit. It was even better than he had imagined. Ripe mangoes, sweet guavas, huge soursop and pawpaw, all at his fingertips. And the smell was delightful. There was even a broken jar that was filled with water. Chee Chee put his head in for a drink and almost fell in. The longer Chee Chee stayed, the more excited he became. He couldn't believe that they had never found this garden before. Finally, he remembered John John waiting for him near the other garden, and he decided to leave. Chee Chee tucked some more fruit under his arms for his brothers. He ran to the front gate, jumped onto the wall, and leapt over. Zoom! A car rushed past, just a few inches from Chee Chee's nose.
Chee Chee screeched in fright and jumped back to the wall. He was too terrified to think. When he finally calmed down, he peeked over the wall and saw a busy road in front of the house. Large trucks, buses, cars roared back and forth on the road. To make things worse, the dogs in the house on the left had noticed the monkey and were barking ferociously. On the right side, another dog was barking and an elderly man came out of the house. He had a long, thick stick in his hand and he shook it at Chee Chee. Chee Chee looked all around him to his left and the three dogs to the right, another dog, and a human in front of him at the busy street. He thought of his brothers waiting for him at home and made a decision. He took a deep breath and jumped over the wall towards the traffic, staying as close to the side of the road as possible, tail high in the air and running faster than he ever had in his life. He scampered home. So guys, thanks again for joining us for Read2Me Nightly Bedtime Series. Did you guys have fun? Put some hearts, put some loves, mummies and daddies.
Yay.
Okay.
But before we go, it is really very important that you listen to us. Are you listening? If you're listening, say, yes, yes, I'm listening. Do you want to be little superheroes? Here's what you can do to help. Wash your hands with soap and sing happy birthday twice so you will know when you've washed it long enough. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Keep your hands out of your mouths and remind mommy, daddy, granny, everybody to wear their masks if they're going out.
So we can do this. Why? Because we are in this together. See you guys tomorrow. And guess what? You have 2 brand new readers. Bye, guys. Mwah.